Okay, so we're going to be working with the photo collage effect. The first thing you need to do is to create a new layer. I always like to name it layer 1 just so I can keep track of everything. And take the image that you're using and put it in the layer. Then you'll click on the rectangle tool and you will create a rectangle over the face of the image that you're working with. Now, when you've selected the rectangle, go ahead and go to Fills on the right and change the opacity to 0. That way there is no fill. We just want to focus on the border to give it that kind of picture border effect. You'll change it to white and increase the point size. I increased mine to 7. Okay, so this is where the repetition comes in. You need to click on that layer and go to Edit and Copy, or do a shortcut. For Macs, it's the Apple C. It's Control C, I believe, for a PC. And you go to Edit and Paste in Place. Make sure you do Paste in Place. It's very important. And then you'll repeat this process multiple times. So you just keep going to Edit and Paste in Place. You want to have 5 layers. Make sure that you give each layer its own name, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, and so forth, just to keep everything straight. Now, once you've done that, what you also need to do is copy and paste the image that you're using, just the image, just the portrait. And you want to put that as the background. So you go to Paste in Place again and see how there are 2 portrait images. You take one of them and you drag it. You drag it so it's the very last layer. This is going to serve as your background layer once you have completed the photo collage effect. Next, you want to click on that first layer and click on the image, the photograph, and put it above the rectangle. This is important when we're doing the clipping mask effect. Then you want to select both the photograph and the rectangle, and you go to the clipping mask, select it, and you'll have clipped the image inside of that rectangle. So now you're going to want to lock that first layer and move on to the second layer. Do the same thing where you're taking the photograph, the image of the person, and you are moving it above the rectangle. Lock the photograph, and then select the rectangle. Now you're going to want to move the rectangle a little bit to the left and rotate it so that you can create that photo collage effect. Unlock the image, select both the photograph and the rectangle, use the clipping mask tool, and you've got your next piece. You want to lock the second layer, go to layer 3, repeat the process, move the image of the person on top, lock it, Now you're able to move that rectangle and rotate it. You're going to do the same thing for the next 2 layers. All right, now that you're finished, you have that bottom background layer to kind of keep everything in place. So it looks like this collage effect is on a single photograph. You're going to want to make sure that you save it. And if it's complete, make sure that you go back to File, go to Export, Export as a JPEG, and upload it to Canvas.